This is pre-AP Calculus. We're in Notes 5.6, talking about discontinuities in rational functions. We just looked at some graphs and we found some limits for those graphs, looking at things discussing infinity. And let's see if we can make some conclusions, some generalizations from those examples that we did. Based on your observations from the graphical analysis of the four functions on the previous page, fill in the blanks in each statement below or answer the question asked. In the graph of a function, if the limit of that function as x approaches infinity or negative infinity, one or the other, doesn't have to be both. If it's equal to a number, a, then the graph f of x has a horizontal asymptote specifically at y equals a. This is a fact. If you look at the examples that we've done, you will see that that's consistent with this fact. In the graph of a function, if the limit as x approaches a from the left and the limit as x approaches a from the right equals a number, but the function evaluated at that same x value is not that number, then the graph of f of x has a point discontinuity, which is a hole in the graph, at the ordered pair AB. In the graph of f of x, if the limit of f of x as x approaches a from the right or the left, doesn't matter which one, is equal to positive or negative infinity, doesn't have to be both, then the graph of f of x has a vertical asymptote at x equals a. Number 4, how do you determine in the domain of the rational functions that you have seen so far? Well, we are going to always assume that the domain is all real numbers except, well, let's not say except, let's say excluding x values from vertical asymptotes and point discontinuities. How do you determine the range of the rational functions you've seen so far? Well, we assume once again that the range is all real numbers, excluding the y value of the horizontal asymptotes and from the point discontinuities. To be clear, this is an x value of the point discontinuity. This is a y value of the point discontinuity. That concludes that note, and then we're going to have another one looking at two different functions when the data is given to you tabularly in a table instead of a graph or an equation.